Welcome back to our final session of the evening. We really hope you enjoyed the subject sessions. And once again, thanks for your patience with any slight technical problems that we had. But when we went into them ourselves, it looked like there's some really great presentations going on. So I really hope that you got as much information as you could from all the subject teachers. As I said previously, you may well wanted to have seen more than 4 subjects. We will, after half term, be putting examples of the live events onto the school website, so you'll be able to see all the subjects after half term. If you have any other questions as well that you weren't able to ask within the subject sessions, please don't hesitate to contact the Sixth Form team and we'll make sure we get any answers to your questions about specific subjects. For the start of this final session, we've looked at all the questions that were asked in the initial session, and we're just going to run through a few of the answers. So I'm going to start off, then hand over to some of our Year 13 students to answer some of the rest of the questions. So I'll just read them out and then we'll answer them. If there are any more questions, then you can still type those in and we'll try and answer as many of those as we can before 7:30. So first of all, the first question: I'm interested in media, but Prendergast doesn't do this subject. Is it possible to study this elsewhere but still attend Prendergast? No, you wouldn't be able to study it elsewhere. You would have to do all your subjects here. We did used to run the media BTEC and A-level course, but the digital film production course which we now run, we decided to do that because it's far more relevant for future careers within media. So we really feel that the course that we offer is the most beneficial course if students are interested in a future career within media. The next question was, what percentage of your students get A star or A grades? So we have 40% at the moment of our students, 40% getting A star or A grades. What percentage of students carry on to further education? So this year is 95% carried on. That's to a whole range of universities, art colleges and music colleges as well. And the extra 5% on top of that generally go to apprenticeships into further training for their jobs. Next question, can I ask what the policy on applications in EHCP is? Yeah, all you need to do is name us as your sixth form, then make the application as you normally would through the school website. And finally, from me, what do you do to support well-being of the students? So we recently achieved the Wellbeing Award within our school and our sixth form that recognises the work that we do with our students for wellbeing. There's a whole host of things we offer our students, including mentoring programs, the tutor program, the enrichment program. We've got outside agencies that we work with and a range of apps and technology as well that we use to help support the students' well-being through what can sometimes be quite a stressful time, but we try and obviously manage the students' well-being and mental health the very best that we can. That's the questions from me, so I'm going to hand over to Flossie now, who's going to answer a few more of the questions that were asked earlier in the evening.
Hi again. The first question that I've been asked to answer is, if you don't know what subjects to study yet, what should you do? First of all, I would say don't worry about it too much just yet. Whatever subjects you submit in a few weeks' time when you submit your applications, there will be a little bit of leeway based on what you choose once you receive the option blocks after receiving your offer. However, I would try and choose as options that you are pretty certain about. And my only advice for choosing them is to follow what you really love. You know, what lessons do you actually enjoy being in, as well as what lessons you're achieving well in and what lessons you think you can get good enough grades in to take it to A-level and to enjoy it all the way through A-level. Which courses are the most competitive? All of the courses at Prendergast are fairly competitive. The only advice I can give is to get your application in as soon as possible and make sure that you are confident that you're going to get the good grades to get in. How many teachers are assigned to a class is the next question. So across my subjects, I've had anywhere from 1 to 3 teachers who are assigned to my lessons, never any more than 3. And if you have more than one teacher, generally they'll each teach you different units. For example, in history, I have one teacher who teaches me about the Tudors at the moment, and then one teacher who's teaching me about 20th century Germany. The next question is about enrichment and clubs. So enrichment is a double period every 2 weeks, which can vary from anything to study skills, outside opportunities, apprenticeship opportunities, to talks from experts on subjects like mental health and looking after yourself like that, and to learning about new things like the LGBTQ+ community. Clubs-wise, obviously, we're a little bit incapacitated thanks to COVID at the moment, but we've got a really wide range of clubs, mostly student run, going all the way from music clubs like orchestra and choir to like debating clubs and politics clubs. And if there isn't a club that exists, we really encourage you to set it up yourself and find students who also want to join in with that. Is there a dress code? There is like a very minor dress code, kind of very reasonable things like not wearing vest tops and not wearing super short shorts, but otherwise you can wear whatever you want, which, I mean, I love it. I love being able to show up in sweatpants and a t-shirt when I'm really tired. Free periods, where are we allowed to go in our free periods? So in general, you'll get, I think, about 6 free periods a week, and you're allowed to go into the designated sixth form study spaces. So we have a study room, and we have a group study room as well, where you'll be able to spend your time doing your work that's been set outside of class, or doing revision, or catching up on whatever you need to do. If you do an art subject, like art and textiles, like music, you might also be able to go to the department to work with the facilities there. The EPQ, what does it involve? The EPQ is a university dissertation style project. EPQ stands for Extended Project Qualification. It's essentially an individual research task that you undertake about something that you're really passionate about, that might relate to the course that you want to take after you finish your A-levels. It's equivalent to about half an A-level. And if you get an A star or an A in your EPQ, a lot of Russell Group universities will offer you a reduced offer for your A-levels, so you won't have to get as high grades to get a place. That's all from me. I'm going to hand over to Abdul to answer the next set of questions. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Abdul, as you already know. And my first question was, how are the results in science subjects? So across all of our subjects, we have high achievers with an average grade of B+, and their results definitely reflect the work that they put in. All of the high achievers support each other, and the smart people and hard workers in our class help push all the students to get the highest grades and the grades they would like to get. My second question was, are there booster sessions? So for students that are falling behind, there are intervention sessions where teachers dedicate the time to catching up on previous topics. Maybe there was a topic you went over and you didn't really understand it or grasp the concept. These teachers will definitely put in their time and extra effort to print out, exam questions and make sure that the topic, you'll be very confident on the topic by the time the session is done. The third question I got was, are there quiet or private places? So in our sixth form, we have 2 silent study rooms, one for year 12s and one for year 13s. And we also have a library. So this is a place to study and focus. And the environment will definitely encourage you to stay on task and ensure you have all your work done and completed. The fourth question I got was, how many subjects can be chosen? So the minimum subjects are 3 subjects. However, if you're overachiever and you have to push yourself, you can pick 4 subjects. But there's no pressure. So if the workload gets overwhelming or too much for you, you can always drop 1 subject by 13. The 5th subject I got is the school diverse? So this question was important to me, and I think, yes, the school is very diverse. There are people from all races and ethnic backgrounds, and I've learned a lot about my friends' cultures and traditions this year, which is very exciting. My last question was, do you have specific support programs for future medics and lawyers? And the answer is yes, we have specific medicine pathway program for our future medics that will start next year. And we're also currently working with the NHS to get senior doctors mentoring our students that want to go into medicine. We also have work experience at law firms. However, due to our current climate, work experience has been postponed until next year. Thank you for listening. I'll pass on now to my peer Oliver.
Hi. Okay, so the first question I got asked is, what is the admission policy? Is it based on catchment, and how do you select? The admission policy is all about predicted grades and your GCSE grades. And if you get 6 above in any of the GCSE grades, you'll be set to take that subject. There is no catchment policy for the 6th form. It's all about grades. And really, there are just an infinite number of spaces for external students. It purely depends on grades. My next question was, why aren't sports sciences, PE or BTEC offered at A-level? Get more fit for future careers that they're offered as the third question was about what the personalised support programme entails. That would normally be pastoral care officers, talking with the teachers and working out your strengths and weaknesses to help you in class, and create a revision timetable that would help you work more effectively towards getting good grades at your A-levels. And the last question I got asked was about what the Innovation Hub was. This is primarily for media or digital film students, and it's a classroom that has IMAX, green screen and a camera, and it allows students to do more lessons based around technology. Thank you.
And lastly, I've got some questions to answer. The first one was, do you do the International Baccalaureate? No, we don't. We do A-levels and BTECs instead. It just isn't really conducive to have both systems at one sixth form. The next question is, are there any limits on subject choices? For example, studying arts and sciences? No, you can take both. I take maths as well as languages and history and politics. So you can do both with the right support system in place, obviously. Can we take 4 A-levels? Yes, I do. I would, however, advise against it. It is hard and most universities do not ask for it. But if it's subjects you desperately want to take, like me, I found it completely doable. Next is, what are the entry requirements in terms of GCSEs? Mr. Conway answered that in his first speech, but the bottom line is you need a 6 in your chosen subjects and at least a pass in maths and English. And lastly, when can students apply? The 2nd of November, and it's best that you apply as soon as possible because you'll get quicker offers, really. Mr. Conway would like to.
Thank you. Okay, we've just had a few more questions coming in while we've had those answered. So I'm just going to try and answer as many of those as possible before we conclude. So first of all, there's a question asked about whether sessions will be on the sixth form website, particularly chemistry, that wasn't able to be seen today. Yes, absolutely. So after half term, we'll make sure all of the sessions, an example of all the sessions that ran tonight, are on the website, and we'll be creating a chemistry specific one as well. So you will still get the opportunity just after the half term holidays to be able to see all of those, and indeed the chemistry presentation as well. There's a quick question about whether we offer 4 A-levels. I think this has just been answered. Yes, you can. We do recommend 3 A-levels with potentially an AS. At the end of the day, if you wanted to go to Oxford, Cambridge, for example, they require 3 A-levels. So we suggest that people work on those 3 A-levels and make sure they get the highest grades of those that they possibly can. However, we do have students, including students that spoke tonight, who want 4 A-levels and will be extremely successful with those as well. So yes, the opportunity is available. There's a question about the amount of teaching time, which is 3 doubles per A-level subject per week. There's a question on the mix of male and female. So in year 12, we're pretty much a 50-50 mix between male and female students. It's very much a mixed sixth form. It's the uniform school as a girls' school, but the sixth form is very much a mixed with male and female. Are there school plays? Yes, there are, and the sixth form are very much involved in that. Flossie, who spoke earlier, was a director for the production of Sister Act musical, which we put on this year, and absolutely we will be putting on school plays, providing we can with the current guidance, and A-level students and BTEC students absolutely take part in those. There was a question about BTECs versus A-levels and whether universities accept BTECs as highly as A-levels. That is absolutely the case now. A couple of years ago, the BTEC offers were reformed, and they were then moved in line with A-levels. So you get for a distinction star exactly the same UCAS points as you do for an A star. For a distinction, you get the same UCAS points as you do for an A-level. So there's very much parity between the two types of qualification. The only main difference between the A-level and BTEC is the way it's assessed. The A-level is very much all down to an exam at the end of the 2 years. BTEC is assessed throughout the 2 years. There's a question of class sizes. And what are the class sizes? These vary per subject, depending on the subject. So between 10 and 25 students are usually the size of the classes that we have. There's a question about when you find out about the blocking of the subjects. So that is going to be up on the application form. So when you apply on the website, and it'll come up on the website on the 2nd of November, which is the first Monday back after half term. When you apply, part of that is choosing your subjects, and you actually do that in the option block. So you'll be able to see whether your subjects fit within our option blocks when you are applying. If you have any questions about those, obviously you can contact us at any time at all. It's a question of how many people are there in Year 12. So there's 180 students in Year 12 at the moment. Do you have specific pastoral lessons? Yes, we do. It was alluded to, enrichment was alluded to earlier on in the presentation. So there's weekly enrichment sessions, and there's also pastoral time within the daily tutor programme. We have a really strong tutor programme that runs every single day, apart from Thursdays, every day apart from Thursdays, and we cover a whole range of pastoral content within the tutor programme. I'm just looking down to see if there's anything else. Yeah, just to add on to the question about the admissions. The admissions policy is on our website. We do go through grades and the grades that students get. However, if we are oversubscribed, then the catchment does start to come into consideration. But you can read further about that on the admission policy on the website. I think there's two more questions. Ms. Lithgow, if you could just read those out to me.
Yes, so the first one was, when can I apply for the music scholarship in the sixth form?
Yep, so for the music scholarship in the first week, we'll be advertising that. So the music scholarship is great. We offer free instrumental lessons for those students who gain a place on it, and you'll be able to apply to that in the first week when you start in Year 12. And there is just a simple audition process for that, and then we give out the music scholarships based on that.
And I think the last one that you haven't covered in there, sir, is just about art and perhaps email addresses for any further questions, or where will the frequently asked questions be found?
Yeah, absolutely. So our job after this event is to make sure that it can all be accessed on the website. So what we'll be doing is putting up all these PowerPoint presentations. We'll be putting up examples of the subject-specific sessions. We'll be putting up a frequently asked questions section on there, and we'll also be putting all relevant email addresses up to make sure that you contact anybody if you have any further questions on anything that we haven't covered or you might have missed this evening. So I think that's all of the questions. So we're just going to go through a brief conclusion before we finish incredibly punctually at 7:30. So finally, just a few considerations to make. So as I said, for the conclusion, applications go live on our website on the 2nd of November. So if you go to the admissions section of the school website, you will find an application form. It's a really simple 15-minute document. As I said, you will choose your options then, and you'll be able to look at the option blocks. Now, that isn't your final decision for your subjects. If you do want to change your subjects, you've got until GCSE results day. So on GCSE results day, you make your final choice of the subjects you want to take. So if you do want to change your mind, it's not a problem. You can still do that on GCSE results day. However, it is advantageous, as was said earlier, to know which subjects you want to do before you apply. So make sure you have a look at those sessions to make sure you're as informed as you can be. Please make sure you apply early to ensure conditional places on the courses. As I said, the applications open on the 2nd of November. They will be open till February, so you do have a long space of time to actually apply. However, please make sure you get your application in early to avoid disappointment. Think carefully about subject choices. It's been mentioned so many times tonight, but I'll just echo it again. Please go with those subjects that students really enjoy and love. Don't think about subjects you think you might have to do to get to a certain career. Go for what you enjoy at GCSE or think you will enjoy, and you're not going to go far wrong if you go with that mentality. Make sure you research more about the subjects on our website over half term. We've got loads of information, further information about the courses on the school website, so please make sure you research that. When you submit your application, we will be in touch with you once that has been submitted. So the first thing you will receive is an email from us confirming that we've received the application. We'll then be reviewing the applications, and we will be giving out conditional offers to those students who gain them. Now, the condition will generally be for the students to gain the admissions criteria for the particular course. We will be in contact with you by email with all that information. And then any more questions you have, please make sure you contact us. All the details of the sixth form team are on the website, so you are able to contact us if you have any further questions. So finally, this is the end of the presentation, and as I said, if you've got any more questions, please make sure you ask them of us. We really hope you've enjoyed this evening. We're feeling quite triumphant actually that the subject sessions really seem to work okay, because you know, it was a huge technical mission to get that going, and I'm really pleased we were able to let you see at least 4 subjects during that middle session. As I said, please make sure you have a look at the ones you didn't get a chance to see after half term on our sixth form website. So the only thing that really leaves me to say is to students, we wish you the absolute best of luck in your GCSEs. I know it's been at times a challenging year last year. However, I'm sure that you're going to really excel, and with a lot of hard work, you'll prepare yourselves really well for sixth form. We will be putting up some transition work after you've completed your GCSEs you need to do before you join us. So once you finish your GCSEs, we'll be in contact with you about that. And finally, we look forward to receiving your application and welcoming you to the sixth form to the start of the next exciting chapter in your education. Thank you very much for your attendance this evening, and I wish you a really great rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And sir, sorry, just one more question. Sorry, this is a really, really important one. Will we be offering another opportunity for an evening like this? And if we are able to, will we do it in person?
Yeah, absolutely. So we will be doing another evening in the new year. Ideally, we would love to get everybody in so they can see the facilities and speak to the teachers in person. So guidance dependent, we will get people in. If not, we'll be offering another virtual event so that we can make sure that we can show you as much as we can. Okay, thank you very much. Good night.